Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. This is the brother Yakanan from the GMS England branch. And as you can see here on the screen, I have this interview that was taken from the Soft White Underbelly YouTube channel. All right. And I've been watching, various different interviews from this channel over the past, few years or so. And usually, the guy that runs the channel, he interviews people that have experienced, different levels of trauma. All right. He interviews, victims of, drug abuse, so on and so forth. Anything that you can think of, in this sinful kingdom that affects people in a negative way. He pretty much has interviewed those individuals. Like I said, drug abusers, the homeless, the disabled, ex, correctional officers, so on and so forth. So you have a wide range of individuals, that he interviews. Now, there's particular times where, he interviews people from the alphabet, community, and, people that are just all the way left. Those type of videos, the mass majority of those videos I avoid, all right, because they just stir up, anger more than, edification, all right. So I basically sift through, the videos, and whatever appeals to me, I usually, watch it. Now, you have this woman, that you see here on the screen, this so-called black woman, and, I started watching it, and she was going into her story of how she became, she does many things. She's a stripper. I believe she's also an escort. And I believe she also is a video vixen, all right? And she basically is telling her story from the beginning and, giving you the breakdown of how she came into that life, all right? Now, the interesting thing is that, as you're going to hear in the video, she actually grew up on a farm, all right? On a farm, in a family, that basically, a Christian farm. You have these farms, these communities that basically, claim to be following, the Holy Bible. They segregate themselves, from society, to an extent. And, they take a portion, of the laws and they follow them. So that's her background. And from that background to being fully, immersed in Babylon and being turned out, it does a really, good job of showing you how, this place is completely satanic and polluted, all right? As it tells us in Micah chapter 2 and 10. You know what? We'll start off with that, and then we'll play the video, all right? So this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." All right. So Babylon the Great being America, and the whole, kingdom of America that really stretches forth, throughout the four corners of the globe, is polluted. All right. This kingdom is polluted, and this kingdom, gives birth to wickedness and corrupts the minds of the people, in particular, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, all right, the Israelites, okay? And you're going to see, an example of how this woman from the interview has been totally, turned out and polluted by, if you will, the Babylonian experience, all right? The American experience has completely, destroyed this woman. And not only this woman, the mass majority of our women, okay, have been destroyed by the ways and the philosophies of Esau Edom, okay? Now, without further delay, I'm going to play this video, play this, brief clip, and then Lord willing, we'll get into a few more scriptures, all right? It's not going to be very long. I just want to hit a few key points and then Lord willing, close out.
Our lives just not as often. I mean, my dad was like in and out. Like my mom was a single mom, so my dad, like, he came and goes as he pleased.
And just on that point, that just shows you, the mass majority of these broken women come from single mother homes, okay? And also these broken men come from single, mother, parent homes, showing you that you need, all right, the father in the midst in order to produce, a good, sound family, okay? You need the father in the house. And that's why Esau Edom's main goal has been, to separate the Israelite man, from the house so he can control and be in union with the so-called black woman and the Israelite woman, and cause that everlasting contention, all right, and on this side. Okay? So the devil, is very slick. Esau knows exactly what he's doing concerning, taking the man out of the house. All right? That was a well thought of and well calculated evil work that was performed by Esau Edom, all right, the elites.
But I mean, he was there in our lives, just not as often as he probably should have been.
What kind of kid were you in high school?
In high school, I was kind of like a loner. I was kind of weird because my mom, she was very religious. So we grew up in a Christian, strict household. When I was 9 years old, we actually kind of weird because...
So here it is where she starts, talking about growing up in a strict Christian household. All right, so pay attention to this part, because this is what inspired me mainly to do this video.
My mom, she was very religious, so we grew up in a Christian, strict household. When I was 9 years old, we actually moved to a farm, which was like in northern Florida, like in the middle of nowhere. And the farm was very isolated, and it was a Christian farm, so there were other like Christian families there. And there's like a lot of rules and restrictions. Like us girls, we couldn't wear shorts or long pants or shirt.
Now notice she's recalling, what she couldn't do on that particular farm, okay, in that particular community. And, the stuff that was at the forefront of her mind is basically complaining about the clothing that she had to wear. Okay, so that just shows you that, these women, the mass majority of these women, they like to dress, all right, provocatively. They like to dress in a very, how can I put it? In a very, whorish manner, okay? And like you can see from this example, she's dressed in a very whorish manner. So this is the liberty, all right, that they're fighting for. All right, they're fighting for the liberty to wear what they want. And then you give them a chance to wear what they want. And this is the result, all right? She has her nipples showing through the dress, okay? And that's like a new theme now. So everywhere you go now, you see women that are basically, going out braless. And you can blatantly just see their nipples poking through the t-shirt or whatever they're wearing, on the top. All right, so this kingdom is totally out of order, okay? Totally out of order, all right? You women are totally out of order, man. And that's why this kingdom has got to be destroyed, okay? As pursuing to Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and he shall destroy it from off of the face of the earth. All right. Now, originally, that was talking about Israel. All right. But fast forward in this generation, we can now apply that, to Esau, Edom's kingdom. All right. Because this is indeed a sinful kingdom. And, the number one sinful kingdom, that has actually ever existed upon the earth. All right. Because Esau has gone above and beyond to transgress, the ways of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay?
Without sleeves, stuff like that. Like, it was a very strict schedule. We were always in the field. Like, everything that we ate on the...
And even regarding the clothing, let's get I believe it's in Timothy somewhere, modest apparel. How are women, actually supposed to dress according to, the Holy Bible? How are women supposed to dress? All right, let's deal with that. So this is 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. And it reads, in like manner also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Okay, so women are supposed to wear modest apparel. All right, their clothing is supposed to be modest. Their clothing is not supposed to be revealing. Okay, revealing their curvature, so on and so forth. That's supposed to be reserved for the husband. All right, that's not for all to see. Okay, and a woman is supposed to be shamefacedness. That's something that you don't experience in society anymore. All right, it's very rare, all right, to come across a woman that is genuinely shamefaced. Okay, and genuinely feminine, to even make that point. Women are not feminine in this society, and women are not shamefaced. Okay, now of course you're gonna have exceptions, but you're not gonna have many exceptions in this kingdom. All right, not many women are shamefaced. Not many women wear modest apparel. Okay, so that just shows you, how far gone, this kingdom, Esau Edom's kingdom, has gone in wickedness, to the point where women have been put on a pedestal and been given a liberty to do what the hell they want and empowered to do so. All right, so I'll read that again. In like manner also that women adorn themselves with modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. All right, now when you look at this woman, there's nothing about her that's of a shamefaced nature. Okay, women's supposed to be, very delicate, very tender, barely, looking up. Okay, when you're in the presence of a woman, really she's supposed to be greatly intimidated by you as a man, naturally. Okay, a woman is supposed to be naturally intimidated by a man and fear the man. Okay, the scriptures say, he that getteth a woman getteth a possession. Okay, these things are not exercised in Esau Edom's kingdom. Okay, you on the flip side, you have women that will rise up to fight men in this kingdom. That's the kind of women, that you have in this kingdom that will actually rise up to fight men and antagonize men in order to get up in your face and then call the authorities on you, man. Okay, that's the kind of women, that we have in this kingdom. Okay, so this kingdom has got to go, man. This Esau Edom's kingdom has got to completely go. All right?
Schedule, we were always in the field. Like, everything that we ate on the farm, we grew. So all of us kids were always like in the field from sun up to sundown. And we had like a strict schedule of prayer every weekend, praise and worship, church, Bible study every week. Like every single day was something. Like we would get up extra early, like 6 a.m. to do prayer. Everybody on the farm together would like gather to the tabernacle and have.
Now again, everything that she's mentioning, concerning prayer, Bible study, being out in the field, she's complaining about these things. All right, these things were grievous unto her because this kingdom, this society has totally flipped the use of a woman. Okay, the understanding of the use of a woman, because a woman is meant to be a help. Okay, a woman is meant to be a help, man. She's meant to be an aid unto her man. Okay, and let's get an example of that. Also in the book of Timothy, I believe it has the word guide the house. All right, because women don't even know what their purpose is, upon the earth. All right, the modern day woman. This is First Timothy chapter 5 and verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. All right, so a woman is supposed to be married, all right, to one man, all right, not many men. All right, a woman's supposed to be married to one man. Okay, and she is supposed to bear children and guide the house. That's the purpose of a woman. Okay, to marry, to bear children, and to guide the house. All right, and that's a very important and fundamental role that the woman plays. All right, and that has been totally erased in Esau Edom's kingdom, in Esau Edom's society. Now, if you ask the modern woman, regarding bearing children, she talks about it like it's a negative. Okay, like it's a burden. Like that means that she's in captivity, for desiring to have children. And that's another thing that's very rare these days, if women that actually want to give birth and be mothers, be, housewives, all right, so to speak. Okay? But at the same time, you also have a lot of women, I've been seeing on various different videos and so on and so forth. You have these women, they've started like a little society where they'll be basically going back in time and highlighting the 50s and the 60s, making everything from scratch, baking, all right, doing everything themselves and looking after the children. All right, so there's things of that nature that's going on, but the mass majority of what's happening in society is geared towards women being in the workplace, women having dreams and desires and ambitions, all right, outside of having a husband and having a family, which is completely off. Okay, that is completely off, and that goes against what Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua set up. All right. So again, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide their house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. So women are supposed to be in the house, man. Okay, they're supposed to be in the house. They're supposed to be, cooking, cleaning. Okay, teaching the children. Okay, they're supposed to be doing stuff to build up the family. Okay, not destroying the family, not being a ghetto abroad. Okay, not committing adultery. Okay, this kingdom is totally turned upside down, as it tells us in the book of Isaiah. Okay, and let's go back to the video.
A.m. to do prayer. Everybody on the farm together would gather to the tabernacle and have every meal together and everything. So it was just coming from that kind of environment into a public school system when I was 14. It was like a culture shock because the kids were normal, they were cooler, I was wearing clothes from the thrift store and fucking Goodwill. So I didn't have a lot of friends. I wasn't bullied, but nobody really fucked with me like that.
So when she went into the public school system, this is when her life totally turned around. All right, and I'm not saying that where she was, obviously they didn't have the truth. Okay, but it sounds like it was a lot better than being involved in the school system. Okay, because that's what completely turned her out and turn her into an escort, video vixen, so on and so forth, and dealing with multiple men. Okay, so that's the result, of being, in this wicked kingdom, man.
Your childhood was free of any abuse?
Yeah, my mom used to abuse us. I ran away when I was 17, because like one day she had beat me with the belt, with the metal part of the belt, and she slashed my face open. And like after that, I was like, I'm not doing this shit no more. And my sister had ran away for the same thing, like my little sister.
Which there's nothing wrong, with carrying out, adequate, punishment, on your children. All right. Which is actually scriptural, all right, within reason. You know what? My battery's kind of low. Let me just plug this in. Right, let me get that right quick. Right, this is Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 24. And it reads, He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. All right? So you are supposed to discipline your children. You're supposed to discipline your seed, okay? Now, you don't go over the top, breaking a face open, so on and so forth, all right? Especially in this kingdom, all right? But, chastising your children, all right, is love, as the scripture says, because you have to discipline. Everyone needs discipline. What do you think, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua done to us during the transatlantic slave trade? All right, that's punishment. All right, because he loves us as a nation of people, so he severely punished us. Okay, and that's a very, very severe punishment, man. Okay, that the Lord has given unto his chosen people. All right, so there's nothing wrong with that. All right, that's scriptural. That's in the Holy Scriptures, and clearly she needed it. All right, because look what she turned out to be.
My brother as well. Like she was just very angry. She had good intentions. Like my mom loved us, but she had anger issues.
Which is a lot of you.
So she would take it out on us a lot.
You graduated high school?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm. How old are you now?
I'm 26 now.
26. Mm-hmm. What have you been doing since you graduated?
Ever since I graduated, I've been like, when I graduated, honestly, like that's when I ran away from home. I was couch hopping a lot. I was living with friend after friend. I was sleeping with guys just to have somewhere to sleep. Like,
so here's the beginning of the downfall of her life. All right, she ran away from home. She was sleeping with different men. All right, just to have a place to stay. All right, she started selling herself, doing all kinds of stuff out there in Babylon, man. All right, and this is a reoccurring theme of the Israelite woman. Okay, and that's why the scriptures say, that your wife shall be a harlot in the city. All right. So let me get that right quick. Right. Bear with me. I got severe hay fever, man. That hay fever, when it comes, it hits me heavy. This is Amos 17, Amos chapter 7 and verse 17, and it reads, Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. All right, so the point being, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. All right, that's happened unto us as a nation of people. All right, the women of our nation, especially, all right, the so-called black woman, has become a harlot. All right, wherever she dwells, man, in particularly in the land of America. All right, that's what they're known as. They're easy. Okay. And they're actually, the least desired woman, all right, on earth, man. All right, the so-called black woman, the least desired. That's a terrible thing. That's how you know we've fallen as a nation of people, man. All right?
With friend after friend, I was sleeping with guys just to have somewhere to sleep. Like, I was just trying to stay out of the streets for a long time. Like, it was really bad to the point where, like, I was so depressed and overwhelmed with everything that it was like I was either gonna kill myself or go to jail. At least they feed you in jail, or join the military, sign my life away to the military. That's what I ended up doing. I ended up going to join the Navy. So I joined the Navy for like a month and they kicked me out because they found that I have double vision. So I was in the same fucked up situation again.
See, women joining, the army and navy, all kinds of out of order. Esau's kingdom has got to be destroyed. We never fail to find reasons as to why Esau's kingdom has to be destroyed as soon as possible, man. It's full of pure confusion. Okay, it's an out of order society. It's an out of order kingdom. All right, it's got to be destroyed. Lord willing, it'll be destroyed, very soon. All right, now let's get we might finish on this. Let's get Sirach. Let's get the book of Sirach, 26, and I believe it's around the 8th verse. Right, verse 9. This is Sirach 26 and verse 9. It says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that's this woman that you see here. All right, she's abused herself through overmuch liberty, for having too much liberty. Okay, being left to her own devices. Okay, a woman is not supposed to be left to her own devices. She's always supposed to be occupied with, the children, looking after the house. Okay, things pertaining onto that nature, not being a busybody and being in the streets, laying down with different men, defiling herself. Okay, what does it say in Jeremiah 3? That land shall be greatly polluted. All right, which I was talking about, the nation of Israel. But that applies to our women too. All right, and women in general. If a woman, lies with more than one man, she is now polluted. Okay. And, the science behind that, gets even more grim. Brothers have, done videos, about that before. All right. But every man that that woman lies with, his DNA is embedded, in her system. Okay. So if you got 40, 50, 60 different men's DNA, in one woman, all right, that explains, how, they're messed up in the head, man. You got all of those spirits, just in you from all of these different men. Okay, the scriptures say that, when a man, gets with a woman, they become one flesh. All right. So you can't become one flesh with 200 different men. That's just going to, breed, confusion, disease. Okay. And all kinds of abominable things. Okay. So, I'm going to cut it off there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And until the next time, I'll say shalom.